My name is Emily Carter, and I am 41 years old. For years, I believed I had built the perfect life. I was married to Michael, my college sweetheart, for nearly 17 years. To the world, we looked like the ideal couple. He was a successful financial advisor, I was a school administrator, and together we had a beautiful home, a teenage daughter, and a life that appeared stable and enviable. But behind the smiles in family photographs, behind the polite greetings at neighborhood barbecues, a storm was quietly brewing. And I didn't realize how deceived I was until it was too late. It started with little things. Michael began coming home later than usual, always with excuses about urgent clients or last-minute meetings. At first, I trusted him completely. I told myself he worked hard for our family, and if he came home tired or distracted, it was only because of stress. But soon, his phone became his shadow. He never left it unattended. At dinner, he'd flip it upside down, screen hidden, and whenever I asked about it, he'd laugh and say, "Confidential clients, Em, you know how it is." I wanted to believe him. I forced myself to. But deep down, I felt a small crack forming in the trust that had always been the foundation of our marriage. One night, while he was in the shower, his phone buzzed on the counter. A name I didn't recognize flashed across the screen. Lena. My heart skipped. I told myself it could be a client, a colleague, anything innocent. But then another message came. "Last night was unforgettable. I miss you already." The room spun. My chest tightened. I stared at those words until the steam from the shower blurred the screen. My hands shook as I put the phone down exactly where it had been. When Michael came out, smiling, wrapping a towel around his waist, I couldn't look at him the same way. I didn't confront him immediately. Instead, I started watching more carefully. His late nights, his sudden business trips, the new cologne he wore, the gym membership he never mentioned. Piece by piece, the puzzle came together, and it revealed the truth I dreaded. Finally, I couldn't hold it in anymore. One evening when he came home smelling of wine and perfume that wasn't mine, I said quietly, "Who is Lena?" His face drained of color. He stammered, laughed nervously, and said, "She's just a client. Don't be ridiculous, Emily." But I had already seen too much. In the days that followed, I hired a private investigator, something I never imagined I would do in my life. Within a week, the truth arrived in a brown envelope. Photos of Michael with Lena at restaurants, in a hotel lobby, even holding hands in broad daylight. There was no denying it. When I confronted him with the evidence, he didn't apologize. Instead, he turned cold. "You went behind my back? You hired someone to spy on me? How dare you invade my privacy?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was the betrayed one, yet somehow he painted himself as the victim. But the deception went deeper than infidelity. As Brenda, my lawyer and dear friend, dug into our finances, she uncovered something shocking. Michael had been secretly moving money out of our joint accounts into hidden investments. He had taken out loans in my name, forged my signature, and left me unknowingly tied to debts I had never agreed to. It wasn't just betrayal of love. It was betrayal of trust, betrayal of my future. The divorce process was brutal. Michael fought viciously, trying to strip me of everything, claiming I was unfit because of my anger and emotional instability. He told lies in court, twisting stories to make himself look like the victim. But Brenda was relentless. She presented the investigators' photos, the forged documents, the financial trail that proved his deception. Each piece of evidence was like a brick, building a wall between his lies and my truth. During one hearing, the judge turned to Michael and asked, "Mr. Carter, do you deny that you concealed assets from your wife?" Michael tried to bluster his way through, But the evidence was undeniable. The judge's voice was firm. Your actions show calculated deception, both personally and financially. This court will not tolerate it. For the first time, I saw Michael's mask crack. He wasn't the confident man I had known for 17 years. He was small, exposed, and furious. Outside the courthouse, Lena waited for him once. She didn't know I was watching from a distance. I saw her grab his arm, arguing with him, waving papers in his face. Later I learned she too had been deceived. Michael had promised her a future, but he had been lying to her as well. He wasn't just deceiving me, he was deceiving everyone. In the end, the judge granted me full ownership of our home, custody of our daughter, and ordered Michael to repay the debts he had forged in my name. Lena left him. His reputation crumbled, his career fell apart, and the man who once stood so tall now lived in the shadow of his own lies. Today, as I sit in the same home we once shared, I feel both grief and relief. Grief for the years I lost, the trust I gave so freely, but relief that I am no longer living in deception. I share my story not because it is easy, but because I know there are women out there just like me who feel the sting of betrayal but are too afraid to face it. To them I say, do not ignore the signs, do not silence your instincts, and do not let anyone make you doubt your worth. My name is Emily Carter, and though my husband deceived me, I refuse to let his lies define my life. Instead, they became the turning point where I chose truth, freedom, and self-respect over illusions. This is my story, and if you are listening, I want you to know you are stronger than the lies meant to break you.